Everyone, Kim Kuhn here from the Motor Racing Network. We're interviewing several friends of Blue-Emu in advance of tonight's Blue-Emu Maximum Relief 500 at Martinsville Speedway. As we all know, NASCAR was the first major sport to return to competition. Tonight we enter race number 7 since the return of America's racing series, NASCAR. NASCAR's taken the lead as the show must go on. Right now, I'm honored to have NASCAR Vice President of Partnerships, Jeff Wohlschlaeger, with us. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Kim, how are you today?
Very good. So happy to have you with us. And I've got a lot of interesting questions for you. You ready?
Absolutely. Let's go.
All right. What does your role at NASCAR entail, and how important are companies like Blue-Emu for the sport of professional auto racing?
So our team is partnership marketing, and essentially what we do is we manage all of our official corporate partnerships across NASCAR, across the sanctioning body. And actually last fall, we brought on all of the NASCAR or former ISC tracks. So we also have all of those partners. So we have a fair amount of companies that invest in our sport, and they invest for a wide array of reasons. But ultimately, it's our responsibility to not only make sure all of those partners get what they've been promised, but also increase their return on their investment. And it's a lot of fun because we can get very creative with some of the assets. And you mentioned Blue-Emu, and they are, at least for myself, one of the newer partners to my group. And it's been a lot of fun onboarding them and getting to know them and understanding their business and understanding how NASCAR can work to improve their business.
Well, you mentioned creativity. We're certainly in uncharted waters and unprecedented times, and we're seeing a tremendous amount of creativity going on right now in terms of how we race, where we're racing, how sponsors market their brands. What's the state of NASCAR currently?
You know, Kim, I would say that there's really nothing normal that we've experienced since our Phoenix race, which was our last, I guess, race before the pandemic hit. And I want to emphasize, you know, the group that has brought us back to racing to this point has primarily been the operations and competition side of things. And we as NASCAR couldn't be more proud of the effort that literally over 100 people have executed against a plan that was put in place in hours upon hours of work, consultation with the CDC, local, state, government officials, and it was really, really measured. And I think that's important to say because when partners invest in NASCAR, they put their brand reputation on the line. And we bear a lot of responsibility to make sure when we execute our brand or our sport that we're doing it in a smart, safe way. And, you know, I think that you know, as we go back to, I guess, normal across the country in various degrees, it's important to understand how difficult it has been and how dangerous it could be if we don't do it correctly. You know, and so everything has shifted from the way that we think about how brands can activate within our sport. And I think the word that has become so commonplace now is virtual. Everything is virtual. Until we're lucky enough to bring fans and partners back to the track safely. You know, we did things like iRacing, for instance, where it was a virtual model where fans could actually interact with our drivers a bit and they had fun with it. And that was fun for a while. And for me, clearly showed is how people were hungry for, I guess, the real thing, for real racing. And I think you said something, how proud you are. And I think all of NASCAR is proud, the industry, how proud we are that we did and we were able to come back. I wouldn't say quickly, but quicker, but we've done it in a smart way. And I think that's what I'm most proud of. Partners like Blue-Emu have leaned in and kind of had to rethink how they want to activate. And they've had fun with it, right? And so it's been a lot of social and digital chatter. And even during the race, they took what, you know, during one of the Darlington races, what could have been for a partner a big negative with a wall sign coming off, and they took that and ran with it and had fun with it. So I applaud partners like Blue-Emu. I applaud Kim. You've helped us out with virtual driver crew chief meetings that we've posted on NASCAR.com just to show fans a little bit about what happens behind the scenes. So those are just a couple of examples of how we've we've gone about it.
I want to pivot to Ben real quickly. Ben, Jeff obviously mentioning the relationship with Blue-Emu and how NASCAR has had to pivot. So for Blue-Emu, how have you guys had to kind of pivot during these times? And what's the relationship been like with NASCAR and working with them?
My team here is one of a kind. And I know a lot of people like to brag, but I'm bragging on mine because we are a team of 6 people. 6 people run marketing here at Blue-Emu. We have no agencies we work with. The NASCAR deal was done by me and the manager of marketing, and it's run by Wendy, who is sitting right over here watching us do these. So, I mean, we work as a family with no agency. So it's been wild pivoting, but we were able to pivot. And that was the big speech I gave my team when we got into iRacing was, this is an opportunity for us to pivot while everyone else doesn't really know what to do. Now, I wasn't guaranteeing what was going to happen, but we saw NASCAR was still devoted to giving content, and we wanted to be a part of that. And then NASCAR even stepped up with the Darlington stuff. So even the Darlington thing, like I would love to pick on Jeff and say, it wasn't my idea to put a banner at Darlington, but it isn't all fun having a good partner like NASCAR, because after the banner fell down, let's all laugh on it. The photo we put out of Bob Ross painting the banner on was hysterical, because, you know, in a pandemic world and everything we got going on, there are going to be mistakes made. Like, don't put a banner at Darlington, you know, but it makes for great content, you know, and I'm not suggesting we did that for content, but NASCAR has helped us every step of the way as we've moved into our new relationship with them. So prior to this, Kim, we had little bitty team deals. We were doing 1-2 race deals here. But when we stepped into this partnership with NASCAR, and then a week after we stepped into this relationship, you know, the pandemic hit, you know, NASCAR was there holding our hands the whole way. So I cannot think of, fantastic partners.
All right, Jeff, I know you probably have to remain neutral regarding tonight's race, but I've been asking everyone all day, who takes home the grandfather clock in tonight's Blue-Emu Maximum Pain Relief 500 at Martinsville Speedway?
So I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. So I did a little cross-checking and with my son, because I felt like I could ask him a little bit, and I actually agree with him. I'm going to go with the incumbent champion in Martin Truex, especially after what I saw this weekend at Atlanta. He came up just a little short. I think he needs another clock or maybe another room, but I'm going to go with Truex.
Not a bad race pick, not a bad race pick. We'll have to wait and see if you're right. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us, and I hope I get to see you at track soon.
Thank you, Kim. Likewise.